shake it up. Shaking up the garbage we feed on. Shaking up our wondrous being. Let's begin to rip off. Even if just for a moment, to share the cloying and the suffocating skin. Let's shake it up right now. Let's shake it up right now. Let's shake it up right now. Shake it up.
Brilliant. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, very, very well. Good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
And have a catch up. Have a catch up on what's happening for you in your creative world, in the world of Almora, and everything else that's surrounding you. So I've chosen the title Sound and Vision Part 2 because for me, I think the reference of sound and vision kind of encapsulates my view of you in a few words. And it's part 2 because there's part 1, of course. Yep. So we've had a previous discussion and here we are again. So bring us up to speed with what's happening for you at the moment, Almora, because there's a lot of current stuff, including a single that's out at the moment.
Yep.
Please.
Yeah. I've just been very, very, very busy. A bit too busy. Got a lot going on. So I've got 2 art exhibitions coming up with gigs. So like gig art exhibitions. And also I've got 2 singles. One's just come out. Another one's due out in 2 weeks.
Oh.
It's with the producer Yella.
So the tea ceremony. The tea ceremony is out now, isn't it? Yeah.
Halloween just come out.
Yeah, really interesting sound. Really, really interesting sound. As all of your musical creations are very. I think it's actually not a genre of its own, but the unique energy that comes through from you. It's very unique, atmospheric. I think we live in a world of labels and descriptions, and I don't really like it. But I think I love listening to you, and I think the tea. No, I mean it. The tea ceremony is brilliant, and it's an energy, and with the art and everything, it's a movement. It's a movement. It's not you're writing songs and you're popping them out. You're pressing send. It's more than that, far more than that. Would you mind giving us a little bit of a background on where the tea ceremony came from? Without feeling that you're over-explaining the song, what's behind the song?
Oh, no, fine. So I really like old English folklore, and particularly it kind of has its roots in Scottish folklore, but I can't remember what the characters are called, but there's this like old Scottish folk, like it's in the form of a song, but it tells of a woman who goes through all these rituals to try and get her husband back from the fairies, from the fae. And I heard about that, and I was also like watching a lot of like films like about like the fae, and I think the fae are quite interesting and really spooky. And so I think I had that play in the back of my mind, that folk story that I heard. And I liked how, like, even the Vikings as well, like they tell stories through the medium of song. And I really like that. I like folk tales. I like told through the medium of song. And I thought that's really cool. And then I thought, right, I'll riff on that and kind of come up with my own story. And so I thought like it'd be quite cool to, or with it being Halloween, and I really like witchy stuff anyway, I thought I'd have a song about a witch whose husband had passed away 7 years ago. And then on the anniversary of his death, every single year, she carries out this tea ceremony, which is kind of detailed in the lyrics of the song.
Wow.
So, for instance, like, laying out the table, opening the door, and she's like, I imagine her in this like little log cabin, and she's put out everything, all like the food and all those bits and bobs. She's opened up the door, she's looking out, and she's like sort of like doing all this sort of like necromancy spells and like humming and singing, and just waiting. And then there, just across from the river on the bridge, she can see him like sort of like manifest in like the moonlight, like, and then as he like sort of like walks towards her, she's like got the door open for him, and they just spend the night together, like just dancing. And once the sun rises though again, he like sort of just disappears and disintegrates into the light. And so she like has to say goodbye, and she just does that every single year, and it's like this old sort of folk tale song. It's really
wow.
I try to sing in a very sort of like ye olde kind of like English folk sort of that song.
That's stick with me on this. Stick with me on this. That's not a song. That's a world. That's a world. That's not a world. That's not a world. That's a realm. Yeah.
Well, here is the painting that I did
Wow.
for us. That's what I imagine it looking like in my head. And you've got like the sort of crescent moon, and it's like this old doorway, which is very square, obviously, because it's a single cover, so I have to make it quite square.
Yeah, yeah, I get you.
But I imagine like the doors like sort of, and this door's like, and it's like she's sort of doing a spell, and her hair's like floating about because she's doing the magic spell, and he'd just be sort of like appearing in the background and sort of walking forward, and that's kind of like the visuals I had in my head when I was like writing it.
Wow, I want to see that and touch that sometime because no, I mean it because it's real, because the energy of it. I tell you what I'd like you to do, Almora. Would you mind sending me a digital version of that so I can put it in the video?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
So we can actually have that kind
I'll
of.
write that down. I've got quite a big set to do because we've got.
Yeah. Well, you're more than welcome. I'm glad I'm adding to your to-do list. Yeah, here's another couple of jobs for you to do. Cool, but that'd be great because I can have that in what we're doing here. So that's brilliant. You mentioned a couple of weeks because I know this is going to be airing, and we'll talk a little bit about the exhibition in a moment because that's a big thing. That's a big thing. So I want that kind of almost to be the last thing we talk about, so that creates the opportunity for people to come along and be there. But you did say a moment ago, which was a little teaser from you, which is you've also got another single coming out in a couple of weeks' time.
I have. That's what a surprise. It's a daisy.
I know. So you know what's coming, but I've got a feeling I know what's coming, which is I want you to kind of divulge something. Because you've kind of you've teased us enough to say that something's coming, and now what I'd like is maybe just a little bit more of that, or as much as you're prepared to share as to what.
I'm fine, to be honest, because it's not like I'm a huge artist and then I reveal a little bit and then somehow it gets leaked online.
I get you.
You know, a few people like to listen to my music, a few people elsewhere in random locations listen to my music, but I'm hardly famous or anything, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Let me see. So,
is this a reveal? Go on.
This is the artwork for the single.
Right.
I don't know if you can see that.
It's slightly blurry on the screen, so again, send it. That looks to me like a phone, but I could be wrong.
It is a phone.
Thought so.
Basically, the song's called Lost in Connection, and it's about how in modern society we're all super duper connected through our phones, but not really connected. It's kind of it's a fake form of connection. So you've got the phone in the middle, which kind of represents the new gods, and hence why there's like all these sort of clouds and everything. And then you've got these pyramids being pushed off to the side, and that kind of represents the old gods and old religions. And I feel like as well, it's kind of a little bit of a lonely looking image. Just got this phone in the middle, which is like this sort of it's the form of like the new gods, and it's all very lonely because I feel like people are lonely online. Like, you know, you constantly put out these bids for connection into the world, and everyone's just shouting into the abyss. And everyone's like, look at me, but no one's really actually connecting with each other. And I feel like as well, people are more concerned with how they come across in like the sort of virtual internet-y realm, rather than whether they're actually a decent person in real life. And I've got the stars, which are like which are basically my star sign and the star sign of the gentleman who I have done the music with. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the topic.
Well done. Well, I think you've given far more. You've given far more than I thought you would. Not that I think you wouldn't give anything, but that's amazing. But I tell you one thing that's come to me from what you just shared. Have you put the kettle on? I thought you'd gone away and put the kettle on then.
Oh, no. I was just painting that.
Is fake reality and fake connection. I think you used the word fake a moment ago. And I feel with the energy of your music, of your creativity, you are essentially, so with the essence of you, you're projecting out into realms, into the consciousness, messages of connection using the means that you use. And I think it's very, I don't particularly like the word provoking, but I do like the word evoking. I think it's very emotionally and very thought evoking. So it's stimulating. It's stimulating. So your music is so worth listening to. It really, really is. It really is. And I think
really appreciate it because I make it and I put it out just to, I don't know, make myself happy. I have these ideas that come to me and I make it and I'm like, oh, I enjoy listening to this. I've listened to this song a few times and I'm vibing. I put it out to people and people like it. So it's nice, even if it's only just you likes it, well, it's worth it.
No, you've got a few other people. No, you've got a few other people. You have got me. You have got me. But I think you've got a few other people too. And I think it's the entire aspects of you, the entire elements of you, which I think is important too. I think as any artist and any person that is desiring to share. Food is by way of an illustration. If somebody's cooking a meal, you can put the ingredients together, but if you just, which I'll be honest with you, I'm not particularly that person, but if I did, I think the important thing is to do it with an element of love and desire and what it is that you want people to feel. And that's what I very much get from you. I think the mystic nature, the spiritual nature, it's very, very intriguing and very. I love the feeling that it's not trying to be what other things are. I think it's you. I think it's you reflecting and a deeper level of experience. And I think the example you've just given, brilliant. Really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. So I think, am I right in saying then the single would coincide with the exhibition?
Yes, that's why, it's the day before. So it's a little bit like I'll promote that a little bit. And then when people come to the exhibition, like, wait, you've just released another song. I'm like, oh yeah, I just released another song.
Fantastic.
Here it is, sort of thing.
So tell us now, because at the time, I can't remember the date, but I think we might be a week into the exhibition when this is actually going to be out. So it won't be at the start, it won't be before. I think it's like a week in. Tell us, when is the exhibition? Where is it? What can people expect? Because that's really, really important.
I'm going to get up the photo of the poster for me so I get the details completely correct.
And again, please send that and I'll make sure that's in the video.
Okay, I'll send all single art. Just write this down.
That's point three on the to-do list.
It's the first. So I've got two exhibitions. I've got the first one is on the first Saturday of November. So it's like literally bang on the start of November.
That's the second. I think the Saturday. I am correct. The Saturday is the 2nd of November. But yeah, first Saturday.
Yeah. That's like a single release party. So I paid quite a bit for the catering for that. So it's going to be fully catered. I've got raffle prizes, like things like this.
Yeah, wow.
And paintings and things in the raffle.
Yeah.
And also on entering, you get a 3 fortune reading, which I've put together. There's 78 different kinds of fortunes in here, and all of them are actually individual and based on tarot cards. So I'll get, when people enter, I'll get them to pick, whichever one.
And you're going to be doing that on the Saturday. You're going to be doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's for one night only. It starts at 6 and it ends at 9 on the dot because with it being not a gallery, not really a music venue, I can't do it too late.
Yeah.
So it finishes at 9. I mean, that's just a one-off. So that'll probably be I think that'll be the biggest one in terms of gigs. So that's the gig one. And obviously there'll be art up everywhere. And then on the Monday...
And sorry, before the Monday, where you may have said this already, apologies if you have. Where is it? Where is it on that Saturday?
So it's at the Hive. And then on the Monday, I've got a full... I'm going to do a gig of all the songs, a full-on concert of everything I've ever put out. And also that kickstarts a month-long art exhibition, which goes into December. Well, at the very start of December. It runs throughout the month of November, and that's like a art exhibition. That's at Tiamantes, and that runs from 6 to 9 p.m. as well, and that's on the Monday. So there's only like 2 days between them. Yeah, but yeah, I hope it does well. I made a load of posters. I painted the poster. Took me ages. Painted that whilst I was in Japan. And got them all printed. And so if you go through town, it's a bit weird because I can see paintings of myself just dotted about everywhere, and like, oh, this is strange. You know, like a backlot cinema and stuff. I'm like, oh, there I am.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe no one will turn up. I'll end up just singing to myself. But we'll see.
We have choices in life. But one of the ultimate reasons that we're on planet Earth is to inhabit.
Yeah.
So to inhabit in so many different ways. And I think sometimes it's okay if somebody genuinely feels that they don't particularly want to project. Maybe they perhaps prefer sort of background slightly. That's okay, that's fine. That's not even permission from me. But the opposite of that is okay as well. So to inhabit, to populate with ideas, thoughts, feelings, music, art, things that people can listen to, look at, interact with, engage with and feel together. And you as an artist, my goodness me, in the little time I've known you, we've kind of met at similar music venues, but not really had a great deal of time to talk kind of off air, so to speak. I really, really feel you are a welcome force in our world.
No, that's really sweet.
I mean it. I always say what comes first to me, which sometimes can be dangerous. But in this occasion, it's true because it's so. And I know other creative people in our area who I've communicated with who really do appreciate what you're doing.
No, that's really sweet. That's really sweet.
Because it's not trying to conform to what already is.
I mean, that's kind of why I didn't do it for ages, because I was worried that it's so weird, no one will like it. I'll just be like, mark myself out as a complete nutter. But weirdly, people do kind of like it, and I should have really done it years ago, but I've just been I've been making music for a very long time, doing paintings for a really, really long time. And it's only recently, I think it's just with getting older, and like, I have all these ideas and they're coming to me and they're coming thick and fast, so I can realise them. And if I don't put them out, they're just never gonna. It's like ideas that exist in the world, and they come to you, and you have the option to breathe life into them. And for a while, I've been choosing not to breathe life into like any ideas that come to me because I'm scared of ridicule or people because my music is strange. It is weird. And
but only I have to clarify from my point of view, only in comparison to everything else that's the same.
Yeah,
it's lovely. I mean, I look at so many artists across so many decades, and I was always personally drawn to somebody who was a bit different from what was shared, and I think that's totally necessary. Otherwise, it becomes this kind of grey gloop, this kind of like nothingness.
There's definitely a pressure to sort of like just conform, I think.
Yeah.
So that more life.
Yeah.
But
it's refreshing.
And you make yourself palatable, then you're not really you anymore,
Sure.
And also I find looking at other artists as well who work I really admire, all of them are a bit strange. Like I really like Goldfrapp, and she'd be considered strange. I was brought up in Goldfrapp. I was brought up on Kate Bush. My mum loves Kate Bush. I played Kate Bush all the time whilst I was like in nappies. So basically, I've got Kate Bush ingrained in my brain from when I was really small, from when I was born.
Me too.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac. I've listened to so much Fleetwood Mac, it's a bit ridiculous. Nick Drake, War of the Worlds, oddly. Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. I've definitely got that ingrained in the brain. And there's all these just like influences which I've just had there. But all of these people are people who, you know, if I go back to interviews from them from back when they were younger, or like I learn a bit more, I find that like even though they're considered cool now, back in the day when they were doing what they were doing, a lot of people considered them a bit odd. And when I look at that, I think it's okay to let my light, or to just follow the own beat of my own drum and not worry about people thinking that my music is very strange or my art's a bit strange. You've got to have faith in your music, haven't you? And if you try and conform, you're not you anymore. You're other people.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that definitely resonates with me. I know it will with others too who are viewing this video. That it's never too late. It's never too late. And in some ways, I'm speaking on behalf of myself now. My experience of being creative was non-existent for decades. It began many, many years ago. And then in the last few years, it's become resurgent. And I wonder whether for you, it's like it is for me, which is because of that feeling of, right, now I've not done this for a long time and now I'm doing it. It's almost become a different form of gratitude in a way of, we are even more appreciative and driven, determined to share what we're doing, because we didn't for a period of time, even though it was part of us. And I think with yourself, that creates like a stronger desire to keep creating and keep sharing, and you're prolific. And I think that comes from that realization of, right, I've spent a long time not doing this. I'm now doing it. And therefore you're doing it with tremendous passion, tremendous quality, and a tremendous package, which is the sound and vision. So all of the links will be here, Almora, all of the links for people coming to the exhibitions, the events that you're hosting. All of the links will be to the music, your Almora, across all social media platforms. So you're everywhere, which is amazing. And yeah, absolutely. I can't think why anybody would want to, but yeah, you're definitely everywhere, and an opportunity is there for everybody. So thank you so much, Almora. Lovely to be with you.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Appreciate it.